I'm going to say something to you, and it hurts me. This is my third attempt to make this video. The first time I made this video, I didn't have my sound on. I bought new things, you guys. I have now moved up from the Sony X53 Handycam, Daddycam Delight to a mirrorless Nikon Z6. Love the thing. Don't know really how to work it yet, but it's awesome. Also, my sound I knew was not the best sound, so I invested in this guy, the Zoom H5. First time I did this, I didn't turn on my Zoom H5, so I had no sound. And then I went through everything again, and guess what? The second time, got the sound. I didn't push record on my Nikon. In fact, I don't even see any red. Let me see if it's even on. Yeah, it's on, but there's no indicator that it's on. Alright. Anyway, let's go. This is fun. I should have this nailed down by now. So we're going to be talking about the fishing license, and we're going to be talking about the new regs, the 2020 regulations in Montana. First thing's the fishing license. As you know, the technology is so old that it doesn't even exist anymore, apparently. And so the fishing game's getting rid of all of that, and now we're moving up in technology and using regular printers now, which is moving. We're going places, basically, is where they're going. So, as you know, we printed on the regular piece of paper now. You can print it at home. If you don't have an account with FWP, I encourage you to get one because you can just pay for it online, print it whenever you want, and you can probably reprint it over and over and over again. I assume because Fish and Game is no longer paying for the printer or the paper, that is coming out of your pocket now, so I assume printing it would be free. But check this out. You can see that the new fishing license is going to be in 3 sections. I had to cut off one section because there was information on there. But you have 1 section, 2 sections, and the third section. The first section is going to be your fishing license, probably. The second one's going to be your receipt. The third one is going to be blank. However, if you're a hunter, the third one might be a carcass tag or something like that. But we know that this is just a piece of paper, right? There's nothing special about it. What if you lose it? What if you accidentally use it as a fire tinder or fire starter? What if your pet parrot started chewing on it and it leaves strands everywhere? Print it out again? I think so, right? However, what happens if you do this with a hunting tag? Are you able to print it out again? Especially a carcass tag. I don't know. I don't know if you can print it out again. I know you can go to the sporting goods store and print out a new one, and it will say, if you find your old one, throw this one away, or something like that. But what if you're the type of person who bought a hunting tag or a carcass tag and wants to scan it, right? Scan 500 copies so you can shoot 500 deer. Well, you can't do that, because actually one cool thing about the watermark is it does not show up on a photocopier, which is cool. So they kind of got that straightened out. However, what if you use your smartphone? What if you use a scanner app on your smartphone and then print it off? Will it show up? I honestly don't know. And I won't know until March 1st because that's when I'll get my new fishing license and I'll try it then. So just a reminder for you guys as well, March 1st is coming up. Get your new fishing license because they're all about to be expired. So the new regulations in this year, more than a couple things have changed. I'm just going to go over a few things, make sure you look at the regulations and keep up to date of what's going on, at least in your region in Montana. But first things first, bass limits have changed a little bit. So last year they just called all bass. They're like, you can keep, I don't know, I think it's like you can keep 5 bass and 1 over something. This year they actually had largemouth bass, smallmouth bass. So largemouth bass, you can catch 5 daily. One can only be over 12 inches. I believe this is a certain time of the year though, because you can still keep one over 22 inches. Again, look at the regulations. I think it's in May through June or something like that. Smallmouth bass, that has changed. Last year I believe it was 5 daily, now it's 15 daily, and there is no size limit whatsoever. But make sure the regulation applies to what lake you're at, because it does not apply to all the lakes. Take Horseshoe Lake in Ferndale for an example. If you've ever been there, there are monster smallies in that lake, like monsters. That lake is still catch and release, so don't think you can just keep all the fish in there, because you can't, all right? Another thing that has changed in the Flyhead River system. So again, look at it yourself, but the Middle Fork, North Fork, and South Fork have all changed one little regulation, and that is you can no longer use treble hooks. If you get treble hooks, if you use treble hooks, you probably get fined. You're gonna have to clip off the 2 extra hooks and use single hook only, and that is the whole river system. When I heard about this, I was like, yeah, that's fine. I remember when I was a kid fishing at Lions Lake or fishing at the river, I was always using Cyclops or, spinners, and they all had treble hooks. When you catch a fish with a treble hook, you can really mess up the fish, because all 3 prongs obviously get in their mouth, and you have to squeeze the fish and then unhook everything, and then you about get it, and then 2 more prongs get into it's horrible for the fish. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be good for the fish. Their mouths aren't going to be as messed up. So I think it's a good thing. However, there seems to be somewhat of an uproar on this, because some people don't like this and are irritated by this, and I kind of get it. I get it if you are fishing for lake trout and for superior whitefish. Apparently in the river system there's also pike somewhere. I don't know. I know there's sloughs and stuff where there's pike and bass and all that, but apparently in the river somewhere there's pike, and that would be kind of, if you're fishing for them, that'd be kind of irritating to use a single hook. But other than that, I don't know. I don't see the big difference, unless those people want to keep their fish and harvest their fish, smoke them, or do whatever they want with them, which is, whatever. I don't care. And the other half that probably doesn't care is probably the people who fly fish or just use single pointed hooks most of the time. But, let me know what you think. Are you irritated by this? Does it affect you? Does it not affect you? Do you care? Do you see their side of the argument versus, the other side of the argument? So I would like to know what you think as well, especially if you're not from Montana, maybe you're from some other state. Put your opinion below, how you would feel if all of a sudden you couldn't use a treble hook anymore. But that is all I got, you guys. I'm going to enjoy my whiskey, and I'm going to prepare to go to Quinn's Hot Springs, because that's where I'm spending my few days. So I think I finally got it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.